Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and thank you for joining me for Riff City Sunday episode 2. Today we're going to focus on writing a Metalcore banger of a riff. And that's because I've been very obsessed with the new Kingdom of Giants singles. I love their last album and I love the EP that they just put out maybe a year ago, not too sure, but really been loving the new singles, so that has me pretty inspired right now. I already went into Logic and I started working on an intro to go into said riff. I'm going to play that for you right now real quick. And you can see that I already added like the transitionary elements just to kind of get it moving along so you get the idea. Gonna drop right into that riff, and that riff in question is this. Something along those lines, like, not too sure if it's going to stay exactly like that, but that's kind of the idea behind it. So we're going to dive right in. We're going to do a little scratch track. We're going to do some drums. We're going to do some bass. And we're going to build this Metalcore riff. So let's go. I think that's enough to program some drums. Let's go. We're going to be using GGD's Modern and Massive 2 because that's pretty much all I use now. It just sounds super good and sits in a mix very well, so it's hard not to. I don't know. I feel like the idea's there, but it's just not being executed super well due to the fact that I'm not a drummer. I'm gonna leave this blank for right now. We're going to come back to that, and I'm going to actually program something that makes sense at some point. But right now, I'm just going to move these snares over here. And then this one, I'm just going to leave that how it is. I think that works pretty well in there, for now anyways. We'll definitely like dial that in so it fits the part a little bit more as well. But we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to get some good takes for this and get this show on the road. So should I do a I feel like maybe this could come later in the song if this were to keep going and progressing, but I kind of like that more. Or even just maybe even something like that, and then it just drops into something else. Yeah, let's keep going. Yeah, I kind of like it doing the and then stopping, and then it comes back in and hits harder. I'm almost wondering, I think I figured out my problem here. So I think what we're gonna do is instead of doing the like Slipknotty part, maybe throw that somewhere else in the song, But I think what we're gonna do is do the, and then have it slam back into the riff. So that'll be that kind of like gap spot. And then the last part will be, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, I like that a lot more. Let's get a few good takes of that, and then we'll move on. I'm gonna try a different pick. I was using a .60 for that. I'm gonna try a 73. I feel like the 60 is a little too floppy for me to get. I feel like I need the slightly heavier pick just to get a tighter take. We're just gonna go with that for right now. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna find a good take or comp these guys together, and then we're gonna go ahead and do the double. Let's go ahead and get this double. All right, so I know that the guitars aren't super tight. I'm gonna go ahead and edit those a little bit later. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and program bass so we can just move along and keep writing this part out. So what I'm gonna do is actually just copy the kicks, and then we're gonna go down to the bass, and I'm gonna paste them in here. And then this is going to be on D. Do you have this pitched down? I do have it pitched down. Okay. All right, bass is programmed. All right, now I'm just gonna edit these guitars super fast, and then we're gonna move on, baby. So the guitars are edited. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna beef those guitars up. We're gonna go down into production, and I'm gonna do my ANA2 synth from SLATE. I like to do the DAW saw. I like to do this preset in here. I bring the FM up just a little bit. What we're gonna do is copy the bass because it's following the guitar. And then we are going to bounce that down. I'm gonna copy those down. I'm gonna make these a stereo pan. I'm gonna pan this all the way left and pan that one all the way right. We're gonna pull up an EQ. I'm gonna solo that out. I'm gonna cut out some of those sub frequencies there. Get rid of some of the mud in here so it doesn't really compete with the guitars. This is just sub 2, so I don't really need the high end. I'm gonna bring it down even more, actually. I'm gonna leave it around there, and then I'm just gonna copy that and move it over to the other one. But then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back here, re-engage this. Probably around that octave. And then we're gonna use a different synth. We're gonna go to that riffy Moog guy that I had going on before. And that just adds a really cool texture. We're gonna bounce that down. We'll just call it Riffy Moog left. And then we're gonna do the same thing. We're going to make a right side. Do the old stereo pan. I'm not going to pan them all the way left and right though. I'm going to Do 50 on that side and 50 on the other side. Boom. Kind of blend it in. Cool. And then we just EQ'd those as well, so they're not competing with the guitars and there's not a bunch of muddy, just whack frequencies taking up space in there for no reason. We can definitely spice this up some more. I'm going to do some maybe some lead guitar or like a clean kind of thing in there as well. Let's see what we can come up with. I'm gonna go in Cortex control here and just change to some sort of clean tone. Try this one. Downloaded this earlier. This was a Rabia preset from the SPLINE plugin, I believe. All right, I'm gonna give myself just this little bit to go in, and then we're just gonna riff around. We're gonna see what we can come up with. All right, I think I have something. Let's go ahead and put it down and see how it sounds. Okay, kind of like that. Let's go ahead and put that, we'll put it on the lead channel, and then we'll go ahead and double it. We'll double it and pass it on. Why don't we, I wonder how it would sound if we just did it on the second half. I feel like it kind of has to come in right away. Yeah. What if we add the glitch beat guy in there? Not too bad. Probably do a different perk, honestly. We do need perk in there though, so let's find something. We're gonna go into one of the handy dandy JST packs. I honestly wonder how this would sound in there. Yeah, cool. I like that. Let's just run it. Definitely think this should be going through the whole part. We're actually gonna send this to my drum bus and really crush this baby. I feel like I could do like maybe some sort of ambient layer in there as well. Find a little ambient tone. I got this guy as well. That could be cool. Let's see what we can do. I think it needs to be a more basic like pad. All right, cool. I have something. We're gonna put it down and see how it sounds. Bring that down to the ambient tracks. That back there. I'm gonna double it. something about hitting the record button that just makes you lose all talent as a musician. I think I got it. Let's see. Yeah, and I just want that in there as a subtle layer anyways, just to kind of give it a little more vibe and texture and feeling, and I think it does that. All right, so it looks like we're just about done with building this riff. I'm gonna just go in really quick and touch up the drums just so they have a bit more flair and kind of match the riff a little bit better. And then we're gonna go ahead and slap the master chain on and hear how everything sounds. Yeah, we're gonna cut the lead right here too. I kind of want this to just be like a nice, hard, like stop. So the drums are touched up. Everything should be good to go. We're gonna slap the master chain on, and then we are gonna listen back and call it a day. All right, master chain is on. We're gonna go intro into the riff. Let's hear how it sounds. Well, again, thank you so much for joining me for Riff City Sundays episode 2. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you have any ideas for future episodes, like any type of genre or riff or whatever you would like me to tackle, or if you guys want me to talk about anything else in particular, like certain signal chains, how I process certain things, so on and so forth, let me know in the comments. And as always, of course, like and subscribe. I am a very small channel and I am still trying to grow, so that stuff means a lot more than you know. I really do appreciate it. And with that, I hope you guys have a great, I guess it'll be week after this. Hope you guys have a great week. I will catch you next time. Peace out.